Victim survivors call women's advocates because they have exhausted all their other options for safety and support. Oftentimes, before they call the crisis line, they're living under this impossible set of circumstances of power and control. Once they've realized that they cannot stop the abuse alone, that they alone are not responsible for ending this situation, that's when they call the crisis line.
When we have crisis callers and we are full and there's no other space available, what we would do at that point is we would devise a safety plan with the caller. Sometimes there are options where the victim can go to a family member or go to a friend's house, and sometimes those options are not available. We listen to those options and we offer alternatives to some of the options to best keep the victim and the family safe.
When a victim survivor first comes to shelter, we practice radical hospitality. So if they're unable to do the intake paperwork right then, if they really just need to kind of decompress, that is something that we are happy to support them with. We don't need to get into all that intake paperwork. That can wait until the next day. We really try and meet them where they're at.
When we are practicing radical hospitality at Women's Advocates, it goes beyond just welcoming people and making sure they feel welcome, but it's making sure they are welcome exactly as they are. When we advocate for feminism, anti-racism, when we support LGBTQ+ and gender-expansive identities, we are practicing radical hospitality.
The first night of shelter sometimes is very stressful. Sometimes there are flashbacks of things that happen that are interfering with her process as far as sleeping, as far as taking care of the children.
My role at Women's Advocates is family and legal advocate. I support residents in establishing their own goals, so these aren't goals that I set or create for the resident. This is something that they make for themselves and decide what they want to work on during their 90 days here. We'll collaborate with the housing advocate and also the children's program advocates here in shelter.
When kids come in, we try to connect with mom on their likes and dislikes, so that gives us a base for where we can go from there, and it gives us something to relate to the children with right away. We also want to do things very child-led. Child-led programming is when we let the kids literally take the lead on what they want to do, what they want to talk about, and kind of just being there for support for them. It's important that we continue working with our families once they leave shelter to let them know that they have that support. We want to be able to help them with transitioning to school and different programming after they've left shelter to continue into our housing and stability programming.
The Housing Stability Program provides a number of services to people both in shelter and in the community that are applying. One of the most common barriers that we see victim survivors having when attempting to find safe and stable housing is that either they were financially dependent on their abuser or their abuser was financially dependent upon them. So a lot of times they're coming in with these big debts of past due rent and evictions. Luckily, that's something that we can work with.
When a lot of our participants are newly housed, you're losing all of the support that comes with staying in shelter, whether that's getting transportation provided, having somebody, literally 24/7 that you can talk to if there's concerns or you just need support around meals. Some of the signs that we like to affirm for our participants is taking pride in their space. Not only you're moving into the space, keeping it clean, keeping it well maintained, but like decorating it, making it totally your own. Those are some great things that we like to see and we like to celebrate.
So from the initial call to safe housing, the important piece of having someone to walk with the victim is that because a victim is removed from the abusive situation does not mean that the crisis is over. So just to have someone there, to know that they're not left alone, to know that this person has got my back, this is my support, and I am here for that, and they're offering me the services that are needed.